Good, just started to rain and I've got the first load ready to go up to my mate Pete. I'll get these all covered up quick because all bone dry. So Pete's got coming to him two 17s and 1, 2, 3, 4 14s. So trailer's loaded, just got to get the cover put on it, and they'll be on their way up to Pete very shortly, probably on Friday, and then that gives me a bit more room to get on with the other ones in the shed. And then a trip up to London is imminent to go and get the rest of the spares. First off a little lot, so first lot, mission complete. Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Mixed Mowers and Mower Man. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, as you've seen, I have uploaded or loaded up a trailer in the last video. There's about 6 or 7 machines on the way over to Pete over in Reading, which has now freed up my workspace a little bit. I'll be happy once these 2 mowers are gone, which is my February fuel experiment. That's going ahead. And I've got you got one more video, I think you'll see it by the time this one comes out, but one more video of those to upload. I've got 2 14 S's in here currently that are running, and I've just this second got this 17 running, which need a bit of work doing, to be fair. I want a carburetor adding to it, and it's missing some bits and pieces. Got it all running, and now runs as sweet as a nut. So now I'm going to start to pick through some of the other stuff, the other Atcos that need a bit more work, possibly. None have got cylinders in, so I can't check for a cylinder, but I don't know if the engine's actually run. I've got a trip to go up to Epsom at some point, see my mate Graham, and go and get all the cylinders, all the carburetors, all the pulleys, all the bits and bobs, and about another 15 mowers on top of that. Should bring them all down, and then I should then have enough spares to whatever's left in the Atco facility stuff to make probably 2 or 3 good ones out of which. But I'm going to get a little tiny 14 up on the bench now. As I say, a no cylinder on it. Haven't even looked at it, but it looks, out of the 4 or 5 that are left, it looks to be the one that is the most complete. If this is the first time I'm watching Mixed Mowers and Mower Man, hit the old subscribe button and whack the old bell. That way you get notified every time I upload a video. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and let's drag another Atco Balmoral onto the bench and try and get it to run. Right. Not a very nice day on the old south coast today. I've been busy. That big line you saw the other day, they're all gone in the trailer. They're now in my lockup, secured and waiting to go over to Reading, as I say. The 20-inch Balmoral is done. That runs lovely, actually. I've got a 14 there as well, which runs lovely, no problem at all. This one here, 17S, unfortunately, I think the engine's done. It feels like there's either something's given way or there's a little bit of knock on there. No matter what I do, I just cannot get it to fire. I don't have a compression testing kit at the moment. My one broke, and I'm waiting to get a new one at some point. But I put carb spray down the head, and I've put carb spray in the carb, all that sort of stuff, just to try and get the fire. I've got spark, that's no problem. I've got fuel, but it will not fire. So it doesn't feel like it's right anyway, so that one will come off. But I know that Pete has just picked up a spare engine for one of these for 20 quid or something like that. So hopefully that will go on to there. That's electric start as well, so that'd be good. So these are what we left to play with in our little journey of the Atco Balmoral range. This is what's left. We've got it looks to be a 17 here. This is a 17, I think. That's a 17. That'll be another 20. It's missing a cylinder and quite a bit on that one, but you know, like I say, he's got all the bits and bobs for him. I've got another one here, which is a 14, but that's missing quite a bit of the side stuff. All the pulleys are missing, so I can't get on with that one at the moment. So that leaves this little cookie here, a little tiny 14S. With an auto carb, no cylinder, so I can't check the cylinder for use, but I do have another 14 Quocast knocking about stuff at punch. I may take the cylinder out of that just to fit it. I think I can do that. let's give it a go, shall we? See what happens. Right, let me go and grab that. I've got that hedge trimmer to do tomorrow. The parts are now in for that, so that'll be okay. I might turn that light off for a minute, get it out of the way, and let me grab that little 14. It looks the best out of all of them. Feeling strong? Yep. There you go. Right, let's get you situated and we'll crack on. Okie doke, 14S now up on the bench. As I say, it's the cleanest out of all of them. So first thing I'm going to do, it's absolutely filthy. I don't know the condition of this one. Don't know what it's been doing. It could be a dead one. No idea. So just, I'll show you what I do. Just be a bit methodical in the process that you're following, because you don't want to start work on these machines to find out the engine is no good anyway. So the first thing we're going to be checking for is for compression, for spark and ignition, all that sort of good stuff, you know, to make sure we have actually got a machine that that we can use. Quick little wipe off, and it's just surface rust and dust. That carburetor is absolutely well loose. So someone's been in, Graham's been fiddling with it, but that's what he's been doing. So I think these are the ones were actually stored outside. A lot of the good stuff that Pete's having up in Reading, they're the ones that are stored in his garage. These were all in his lean-to outside, so these will be a bit rougher around the edges. But by the time me and Pete are finished with them, they will look absolutely beautiful. Even going down, turn the roller off and just sanding the roller back so it's nice and shiny. All that sort of good stuff. So that's good. But already, just with a quick little wipe down, it looks better in appearance already. So first thing I want to do is put that carby on, because that carby is just hanging off and won't be doing any good like that. I don't know if the carb's got to be cleaned or anything along that line. So a little 3/8 spanner will get this carby done up, he says. Don't make it easy trying for fat fingers like mine. The Riley boy's at school today. He gone back to school. Brand new pair of trousers on. He was quite happy with that. I hope he's having a good day today. If he comes back positive again, that'd be it. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. Alright, so carburetor's gone on nice and tight. That gives it half a chance. Half a chance? Who's half a chance? And if your lawnmower is not actually working, these are the simple tests that I run through. I'll show you of how just to check for certain elements. Not going to worry about fuel at the moment for that reason. All we're going to do is get me a compressor, clean that head off so there's no dust gets in there. I just want to take the spark plug out and check condition of plug. And then we're going to spray some carburetor cleaner or anything flammable down onto the head. Spark plug looks brand new. This machine has been running, which is good. Just want to get a bit of carb cleaner now. There's some. And quickly just spray some carb cleaner down the head. Nearly out carb cleaner. You can find it on my Amazon wish list, people. Spray that down the head. Bit of a race against time. Put the spark plug back in. Nick that up. And literally just want to start this engine up. Now if it fires, generally 9 times out of 10 you're onto a winner. So that's what we're going to do now. So we've got fuel inside the system. If you've got spark, it let us know. Make sure you turn the machine on as well. And we're going to get a quick little pull and see what happens. Yeah, baby, she fires straight on up. So that tells you got spark, you got compression, and you got fuel, all that sort of stuff. So we've got a relatively good engine, so we're happy with that. Next thing I'm going to do is I'll go around the back, little tiny yellow plug, undo that with a pair of long nose pliers, and just check condition and level of oil. And as you can see, we're up to around about 3/4, and it all looks pretty good. It doesn't smell of petrol, which is a good sign. So that's good. Next one I need to do, there's no fuel line actually on this system at all. There's nothing from the tank to the carburettor. So the first thing I want to do is actually just want to hook up a fuel line and pour some petrol in, and then we'll see if it won't run off its own back. If it runs off its own back, then we're golden. If not, there's more work to be done. Okay, just found a bit of a donor fuel pipe. That's now on. So just going to put some fuel in the tank. I am expecting this carburetor to leak because it's got Delauto on it and they all leak. So don't go too mad with the fuel because it will come out the bottom. So a bit of fuel. Well, no leaks as of yet, but I haven't actually touched the plunger. If I touch the plunger, it's going to leak. So don't touch the plunger at the moment. So no fuel leaks at the moment, but it will leak. I guarantee it'll leak. So let's now try and fire this machine up. See if it won't now start off its own back and run. If it does, we're golden, you know. But as I say, they do tend to leak them Delauto carbs. I may have to do the old solder fix on it, but we'll see how we get on. So let's just make sure you're back enough out the way. Let's put you about there, say. Onto choke, which should be all the way forward, I believe. Oop. That's choke, yeah. Air filter looks like it needs a new one, and I've got new ones of those. So onto choke, we've got no fuel leaks at the moment, but you know, as I say, it will leak. Onto rabbit. Right, will it start and run or not? Are we going to get lucky? Let's find out. Idles. Okay, so no fuel leaks at the moment, but we have got a bit of noise coming from here, so let's investigate that, shall we? Okay, so funnily enough, just been out in my hoard and just found a parts machine Suffolk Punch 14S cylinder mower, which I think I took the carburettor off and gave the jet to nil, so it's a parts machine. So the engine off of that can go on the 17. I know the engine used to run. So I've got a spare engine for that 17 now. And a Suffolk Punch 14 is not worth nowhere near as much as an Atco Balmoral 17. So that'll be a parts machine coming up. What's occurring here, Mick? That's it. So we'll take the side off of here. Let's expose the old side up. There we go. That all looks good in there. So now we've got a couple of bolts here to remove, just one here. Now for those of you that aren't aware, the Suffolk Punches, the old style ones, the cartridges fit the Atco Balmorals as well. Okay, so if you've got a spare Suffolk Punch, or if you don't have a cylinder for an Atco Balmoral, if you find an old one on eBay, Facebook, 15 quid free to collector, pick it up, because they fit in just like that. So now we actually got to have a cylinder to fit our Atco Balmoral now. Yeah, it's a bit knackered, but with a bit of spray paint on it and back lap tidied up, she'll be golden. So we'll put that bolt into there. Start it off by hand first, Mick. That's it, start the other one off by hand as well. They're both the same reach here. So that way you can now test your cylinder for see how it's working. But it was making a bit of a funny noise, wasn't it? Generally these machines, if they make a bit of noise in the drive or cylinder, it's generally just belt adjustment needs doing. That's all it is. Generally. I might be wrong now. Alright, let's put that in. Oh, I've got to do a sticker shout out too in a minute. I've got a sticker through the old door. So nick that old cylinder up, nice and tight, You don't want it won't come out, but you know, nice and tight, because it's going to be a moving part. So he's got all the spare parts for these. So the advantage is, if they're nice cylinders, I can just take the cylinder out of this one and put the other one back in. Simple as that. Real quick, easy, bish bash bosh, done. Right, I've got 2 spare bolts there for Atco, so they can be good for something else later on. Still no fuel leaks on here. Where's my sticker shout out gone? I've got 2 to do. I've got one he just turned up. Who's that? Scotty Daniels. He sent me one. It looks like he's got a new sticker, and he says to keep an eye on the back. There's a number on the back for a giveaway later on, so got to do that. And I've also got my mate DNR Small Engines new sticker there as well. Both have got on the board. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably take Scotty's old sticker down and DR's sticker down, and just replace them for the new one. So cheers for that, guys. If you want to send me any stickers or anything like that, feel free to do so. Or if you want to visit my Amazon wish list and buy myself a tool, a little gift, or some spare parts, then you'll find that in the pinned comment section below in the comments there. Got another letter here, actually, funnily enough. I don't know if I opened this one up as well yet. Who's this one come from? This one came just the other day, and all. I better do it all at the same time, ain't I? Here you go. Bald Eagle 242. Every click, comment, share, interaction is a chance to bring us all together. Your support and engagement are what keep the community going and encourage me to continue on my adventures. Thank you for being a part of what makes this community fun and engaging. That's from Bald Eagle. He sent me some Bald Eagle stickers there. Cool. Go and check out Bald Eagle 242. He's cool as well. Go and check him out. So thank you very much, Steve, for that. I'll put him on the board in a little while. Right. Now we've got that all running. Let's now try and cut the cylinder in, and we're also going to investigate the reason as to why we're making a bit of noise over here and all. So I just want to reposition you. Right, okie dokie. So we've got a new cylinder in now. Just going to make sure that actually does spin a little bit. Yeah, it does. That's fine. It may want a bit of grease in there as well. It does already seem that is actually quite taut in there. I might have to back that off a touch. But the belts all seem to... Oh, that's a bit wonky badonky. Look, I'll lose that in there, look. That's a bit wonky badonky. That's just that pinion gear floating, but I might do something with that. I think that's what that noise was. Methinks. Right, let's have a fire up. See what it now do. In fact, I'll put a bit more fuel in now when it actually runs. Oh, we've got a bit of fuel in there, be alright. A bit of fuel. Right, onto there. Bit of choke going on. We'll start it up. That video there, this is all chattering, okay, which is no big drama, but it will put people off if they go to buy it, you know. So it's just to sort a bit of chatter out, and that can be hopefully done quite successfully. Just take this one off first, little tiny 10mm. Just want to see what's behind there, see what's going on, because there are adjustments behind here as well. So slide that off. That pulley just slide off, just like that. He says. Quite a new belt on here too. Oh, I don't want to come off. I don't want to come off here. I said that comes straight off, look. And it's stuck on there. Come on, baby. Here you go. Right. Take that off. So there's adjustment to be had here. That's fine. That's all okay. Yeah, that's okay. There's adjustment there to be had, but that's all fine. No dramas there. That's fine. A little bit of build up of dirt inside this cog, but that's no big. I can clean it off later on. So we're happy with that. Yep. Bear in mind, there's a bit of noise come off this cylinder only because literally it's a donor one that's been out in the rain. So, you know, it's going to make a few noises. See, that belt is quite tight on there. It is quite tight. But what I want to do to try and stop this chattering is just going to adjust this this pulley tensioner. So you want an 8mm and a 10mm. The top one is the one that does the cylinder. The bottom one does the drive. all you want to do is just literally undo the 10mm, which is the one nearest the machine. Just crack that off. Couple of turns. Now, as I turn this one clockwise, turn it in, you'll see this pulley move outwards. Okay, there it goes. See it move out? Let's just take a bit of slack off of that pulley there. You'll see it just move. See it? It's moving. Don't go too mad, because you obviously want it to cut in, but there's now a nice bit of gap there now. So that'll do us for now. I'm going to nick it up, but I'll leave the side open, because we can always adjust it whilst the machine is running. That's no drama. Let's put our belt covers back on. That slides into place. Little tiny 10mm goes back on again. Still got to sort out this back pulley yet, but we can do all of that sort of good stuff, can't we? With a bit of luck, that will stop the chatter if the belt is able to move freely off of the output shaft. Right, let's fire it back up, see what that looks like. So already, loads quieter. The output shaft is spinning and none of this is moving. So now it's going to adjust that drive a bit more so that doesn't chatter. Okay, so it's got to come back in a little tiny smidge. I know you were vibrating away there. And it may be the belt of a 2. It may want a new belt on there, but that belt doesn't look very old. So it's got to come back in, because I can't get the cylinder to cut in. Bear in mind, it may settle down as well as we go to drive it. So that pulley's coming back in now into play. Must be about there, I'll say. I'm going to fire it back up and try and get that cylinder to spin now, because ideally that's what you want. But I think the bulk of the problem's coming from that play and that pulley there. Let me just do my camera thing up, just so you know, guys, don't vibrate all over the shop. Right, let's fire it back up, try and cut that cylinder in. Okay, that's about the best we're going to get. So it's a little bit of belt chatter going on now on this one here. That's all it is. No biggie. But I'm more concerned about what's going on with this one here. This is really, really, really mega loose. So it is supposed to be a little bit loose, because that's where the pinion gear is. But it may be the backing plate is a bit loose behind. So let's have a quick look at that. Okay, so want to investigate this bit of rattling going on. It shouldn't be like that, so we'll undo this here. That's a big bolt that comes off of the pinion gear. There's a washer just behind there. Take the pulley off. It's really slack Alice behind there. Right, so this has actually had an upgrade. This is the new upgrade on here, not like the older ones. Oh, there you go. There you go. Look at that. It's just a bit slack Alice. It's come a bit loosey-goosey. So a Phillips screwdriver should be all we need. Hopefully. Look at that, that's handy. So you can buy the upgrade for these off of Amazon for about, I think about 17 quid. And they're brilliant because they hold the pinion gear in so much tighter. Lash. So with that now done, that's now tight, we can now get our gearing back on. Put the belt on. Slide that on. Get our big nut. Lush. Do that up. Now still will be a little bit of slack in there because it has to move, so it won't squeeze down tight. But look, next to no play at all now. Okay, so that's good, and it still spins as it should do. So that's good. I'm happy with that. We can now gently slide this pulley back onto the output shaft, back onto the cylinder pulley. It's a bit tight, but it will go. Sometimes it pays to put it actually onto a pulley first, Mick. Like so. And then slide it down onto. That's it. We can now get our plate. That slides onto that back pin there behind the belt guide. We do that up. We still may have to adjust the drive as of yet, because it was starting to creep forward just a touch. Where's my rag? Here it is. That feels a bit better. Good. Right, so now we'll fire it back up again and see if that now hasn't improved that bit of chatter there. Machine drives forward and drives backwards now with ease as well, and these two pulleys are no longer colliding. That's what's going on. Right, let's fire that back up, shall we? Let's move you out of the way a bit. Okay, so with that now tightened up, I may have to just adjust this drive slightly. Depends if the machine tries to creep forward or not, but there seems to be plenty of slack in there. So let's onto choke. Bit of rabbit. Off choke. See how it's trying to drive forward? You see that? Trying to creep. And that's because that pulley there is just a little bit too tight. Just a touch. So what we're going to do is have the machine idle. Just want to back that drive off a touch. So that'd be the bottom one. Just want to screw that in a touch if I can, just to take that pulley away. There's a fine line between what you can and can't do, because you want the drive to work. So there you go, no chatter now. So we'll tighten that up. Does the drive still work? Yep, lovely. Any chattering? Bit here. I think that's actually the wrong belt for this, but it's working. So we're good to go with that. I'm happy with that. For a machine I just pulled out of the under the tarpaulin no less than 20 minutes ago, we now have another machine which now only requires to have the cylinder looked at, an oil change, air filter, what have you. But yeah, all runs good. But the thing I want to test now is, because we've got no fuel leak on this carburetor at the moment. But if I touch that twiddler, will it then start to leak again? That's my concern. Because they do. Let's just nick that up. All four corners. But it's another 14S running. We're doing quite well out of this little job lot so far. I'm super impressed with it. All we've got to do now is sell them. But that's Pete Frow's domain. Easy admin. So let's now turn this machine around. What's that there? That's just, well, I sprayed it earlier on. Okay, it's good. Right, so now, let me bring you in a touch. Let's pop you in here and we're going to have a little look. So here's the carby with a twiddler and no fuel here. Now, no leaking. That's been sat there for ages. If I now ask for fuel, we get a leak. Dry that off. Now, the big question is it now going to leak and do I have to do a conversion on it or not? I'd love it if it said no. But I have this sneaky suspicion, now that I've upset it, it will. But we shall see. Let me get a bit of blue roll. Ooh. And I want to see if we get a leak on there or not. So a clean blue roll, that's been wiped dry. Clean bit of blue roll, no leak. Told you. See it? Leak. They do. And that is the biggest problem with these. So again, this one's going to have the solder put on this one. I have some people try and put a rivet in there as well, but I did try that. Wasn't very successful with it. To put a pot rivet in there. I could try it again, mainly to get a slightly wider rivet for it, but that didn't do it last time. The problem is that if you, now it's not leaking, if you sell it as is, you know, if it leaks like that, then generally what happens 9 times out of 10, let's see now it's not leaking, they're just a 50-50, they're very, very poor design, and the best way to do away with it is literally just to drop a solder in there and it's done with. So that's what happened to this machine, but apart from that, she's a runner. So there you go, absolutely fantastic. Another 14S now up and running. I think that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There was about 14 or 15 mowers, of which came from a job lot, which I've had to do next to nothing to. Just as a bit of fuel line here, maybe a carburetor fix here or something like that. A bit of maybe a belt tighten up or a bit of adjustment, you know. Good to go, man. I'm super, super happy. And we are quids in this year. If we can get this lot sold this year, it'll be absolutely fantastic. If they don't sell this year, they'll definitely sell next year. So it's a continuous income as far as I'm concerned. So these little Atco Balmorals, despite the brand new cylinder mowers that are out at the moment, which fetch really, really good money, but you've got to pay good money to get one. Especially a good second-hand one. So these ones are still in it for the race. As long as the cylinder's nice and sharp, they cut just as good as the other ones do. The clip rate is fantastic, and yeah, we're quids in, so super happy. So that's cool. Another video done on the Atco Balmoral. Hopefully I'll have something a bit different for you soon, because I'll be moving on to my own mowers. I'm coming out of this job lot. I've still got a few haters to do as well, which is part of it. Plus the other lot I've got to go and pick up next week as well. So I might bring it on for that video as well. So we'll wait and see. If you enjoy sort of video of mixed mowers and mower man, getting to grips on this little Atco Balmoral 14S, getting it up and running and getting it all nice and tidy, then give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to the old channel and whack the old bell. Set notifications to all. That way you'll be told that I've uploaded another video. I look forward to the next episode of Mixed Mowers very, very soon. But until then, people, don't forget, much more importantly, take her easy.